Hey everybody, welcome back for episode 2 of this new island build. Hope everyone's been doing well. Personally, I've been trying to kick this addiction with villager hunting for like the last month. I really don't know when and why this became so fun for me, but I don't know. I just really like kicking villagers off my island and seeing who I can find to replace them with. It's almost like playing a scratch ticket though, like chances are you're going to be pretty disappointed with who you find, or terrified. But there's also always that chance that you find, your... No, not Raymond. But anyways, I'm back from my little villager hunt bender and I'm ready to get back to work on this new area, so let's get started. Alright, so today we'll be working on the... Wait for it. The Able Sisters Shop, which I think I announced in the last video, and it's also in the title, so it's not that much of a surprise, but whatever. Ultimately, the goal of this area, kind of similar to the entrance, was to really set it apart from the areas that will be surrounding it, which is why I thought it would be cool to build up these cliffs all around. And then you see again, I'm using these tiles to plan where I want the stairs to go, and then I can terraform accordingly. Seriously though, if you learn nothing else from watching these videos, use this structure dimension strat. It helps out more than you know with planning and everything. So I really like the idea of having the shop tucked away into the cliff. I thought it would add a little bit of charm to the area and also looks pretty cool too. And then Earmuffs Cranston, killing two birds with one stone, kind of creates this boundary so I don't go crazy and start building into other areas, and it keeps it contained in that way, Also, are you guys seeing this right now? Like, look at Raymond just watch me build actual cliffs with a shovel. Like, I know this is impressive and everything, but come on, man. At least pretend like you're gonna help me out. On my original island, I had this surf shop that I built up on the beach, which I really liked, and I thought it added an element to an otherwise empty area. So I wanted to try and carry that over to one of the beaches on this new island and thought this would be a pretty cool spot to try it out. The setup I have here was cool in theory, but with how I changed things up later on, it didn't really fit as well as I would have liked. So I actually end up moving this over to the right of this beach later. But at least you get to see the ideas like coming and going during this whole building process. So as I was starting to build this little stream type thing cutting through these two cliffs, I kept seeing this empty spot and I didn't really have any plan whatsoever for what to put there, and I was struggling to think of an idea for that. And then it dawned on me like, hey, it makes sense to have a stream like filter into a pond, right? So why not just build a little pond? And that, my friends, is how a genius works. Alright, so I jumped forward just a bit here so I can get those stairs put in and get a clearer picture because I was starting to draw a little bit of a blank. Also, I planted a few more trees and flowers and stuff and let them grow, and that'll also help too as far as visualizing what I wanted to do and where things could go. So now it's time to put down the custom path around it. It's the same path that I used for the entrance area, and that's because I wanted to create a sort of continuation and flow of those two spots. I had this image in my head when I started to build up this area of putting like a couple of garden type spots with the palm tree in the middle of it, and then putting that in front of the shop. And I messed around with a couple different ideas and a couple different spots for this, and actually settled on something a little bit different that you'll see later on in the video. I think it ended up working out much better than what I have going on here. It just ends up feeling a lot less crammed than how I have it at this point in the build. Also, I'm laying down this dirt path throughout this whole space because the custom path I'm going to use for this area looks really cool with the dirt underneath it. It looks good on its own too, but it just for whatever reason looks much better with the dirt underneath. So yeah, that's why I'm doing this at the moment. I really like the custom design here of the clovers. It helps to fill in some of those empty squares rather than just having the same grass repeated over and over again. It's a small touch, but it definitely adds something to the aesthetic. So I did some tweaking off camera here. I ended up moving that palm tree over to the right, and then I got rid of what I originally had for that surf stand, and that opened up this area so much more. It's a lot less crammed. So now I'm going to put a coffee shop in, and I actually think it fits a lot better than how I had it originally for sure. So let's finish off the build with the Resident Services area. I ended up making this a courtyard type thing leading into the Resident Services Plaza, and then I'm going to put a live music stage to the right of the building. And I wasn't really planning that ahead of time, I was just kind of experimenting with ideas in my head, and this was the first idea that I tried and actually fit, so I just kept it. But yeah, I'm just going to let this play out because it's pretty self-explanatory, and I will meet you guys back at the end of the video for the final tour. Alright, and just like that, we have finished another spot on the island. I really ended up liking this area a lot though. It definitely fits the vibe that I'm going for with the island. You'll see during the tour that I made some final adjustments to certain things, maybe have a few other things planted, and switch some items out here and there. But if you guys like this, please don't forget to leave a like, comment any thoughts or ideas that you might have, and then make sure to subscribe to catch more of this series too. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.